Yeah. Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Omogbe right here in Lagos. AC Milan, 7-time champions, are out of the UEFA Champions League. They couldn't make it to the round of 16. Feyenoord had a lot to say about that. They drew the game, haven't lost the first leg. So Feyenoord are the first team to reach the last 16 in the playoff of the UEFA Champions League. And of course, we'll be talking about the UEFA Champions League, other games going around, other games currently going on across Europe. And we'll touch down in Bayelsa State. They are planning to host the 2028 National Sports Festival. That's what they are planning to host. And as a result, in 2 years' time, they will be having Olympic Standard Stadium. All the big wigs in terms of sport were all in Bayelsa State today, including former President Goodluck Jonathan. They were all there to have that groundbreaking ceremony to actually have a stadium that will be one of the best, or rather the best in Nigeria, even better than, well, got to Akpabio Stadium. That's the story around. So we'll talk about that on the show tonight. Yes, NPFL will also get our attention. Match day 6. It just started when, and we're already on match day 6. There's 5 teams that are still unbeaten. With that end on Wednesday, we'll dwell on that. NPFL also match day 24 will get our attention. We'll also take a look at the games that will be played tomorrow, Wednesday. That's match day 25. And of course, what else? Yes, FIBA basketball, Afro basketball. For the first time in the history, yes, of the D Tigers, they are struggling to qualify for Afro basket. Wow. That's something we usually don't experience. But right now, Nigeria is in a very, very precarious situation where they need to win all the remaining games to be among the 15 teams that will be taking part in the AfroBasket Championship this year. So the Tigers, the journey will start for them on Friday. So they need to start winning their opening game. Remember, their opening game is against Libya. What happened and the last time against Libya went into overtime, they ended up losing that. So we will be dwelling on the D Tigers because we have the final roster that will be prosecuting that for Nigeria. Only 2 home-based players making that. So much on the show tonight. Austin is ready to join me.
What a greetings to you, Cecilia, and of course, everyone joining us on the show tonight. Action-packed world of sports, and the UEFA Champions League has just put some light into it. Feyenoord, Cecilia, what a story in the playoffs. AC Milan out. That game dramatic. We saw goals, 2 red cards, but at the end, it proved the bookmakers wrong. That's football for you. We'll continue to monitor what's going on in the UEFA Champions League because I see that big one between Bayern Munich and Celtic kicking off. So I'm like, what's big in Bayern Munich taking on Celtic? You will know if you had seen the one between Feyenoord and AC Milan. When there's a bit of upset, then you know somewhere it is big. We'll also monitor what's going on in that game between Atalanta and Club Brugge. And just to let you know, 3 minutes into that game, Cecilia, Club Brugge already leading right there in Italy. So we are in for a big night of shockers, surprises, upsets, and more football, Cecilia.
More football, and that's what you get on the show tonight. More football and a little bit of basketball, and also, yes, the grassroots. And that's what we're starting up with today. And of course, when the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, talked about making sports viable and also having a very huge budget. For the first time in history, we have the biggest budget we've ever had in terms of sports. So it means he's doing something really right. And other states are keying in. And what's the only way you can have a viable sports economy? Facilities will definitely be the first that come in place. And of course, Austin will tell you infrastructure, you mentioned up to 10 times, because that's the only way you know you can actually grow a viable sports economy. So we're talking this one tonight because the groundbreaking ceremony of a new Olympic stadium in Bayelsa, that's what they're saying. And the former President Goodluck Jonathan was there to perform that ceremony for that new Olympic stadium. But when they mentioned new Olympic stadium, I was like, how many capacity? 25,000 capacity stadium, multi-purpose. Yes, a multi-purpose stadium to boost the chances of hosting the National Sports Festival. And that's the reason. And also having athletes using this to actually prepare for both local and international competitions. And not just that, this will also, the world-class facilities will also have maybe other countries, having can also use it because of what they intend to put in place. You've got a former president, Goodluck Jonathan, as I mentioned, was there. NFF president Ibrahim Guzo. Yeah, FIFA council member Amaji Pinnick, also former president of Nigerian Football Federation. He was also there. And of course, Shehu Diko, chairman of National Sports Commission. He was also a part of the big wigs from sports industry that were there at the groundbreaking ceremony. So you know what? Before we get into it proper, Austin, we'll have to listen first to the FIFA Council member, former president of Nigerian Football Federation, Amaji Pinnick, and also listening to Ibrahim Guzo, president of Nigerian Football Federation, and Shehu Diko, chairman National Sports Commission, talking about the importance of actually having this kind of stadium.
When you now crystallize this vision and situate it with the abundance of talent that we have in Bayelsa State and Delta and Niger Delta states, because naturally, if you are from this part of the country, you are conditioned and primed to succeed. The only thing you need is the platform, which the governor is giving us today. To the contractor, when he was talking, I was listening. I, personally, Amaji Melvin Pinnick, the president of Nigerian Football Federation, the National Sports Commission, will not allow you rest until you deliver. Hospitality suite account for 40% of matchday revenue. And we have a lot of businesses that will take your suite for $100,000 yearly. So if you take 40,000 hospitality suites, that gives you $4 million every year.
I must say I'm happy to be part of this very great occasion. An occasion that you have followed the tone of fulfilling this promise to Nigerians, because this project is not only meant for Bayelsa State, it's a Nigerian project. So I want to thank you for this very, very, very important and great commitment from you. Thank you very much. Also, I want to assure you from the Nigerian Football Federation, we'll collaborate with you to ensure that everything that is needed to be done for this facility to meet the required standard of CAF and FIFA, will be partner with you to make sure that we achieve that.
We as a federal government have put the our first leg forward in doing that. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we have one of the biggest budget for sports this year, and most of it is to go for infrastructure. And we are trying to do all our infrastructures in Nigeria, and therefore we are quite excited and happy to see what is happening here. I, as a person, as a quantity surveyor, when I see this design, I can't wait to see the final completion of this project, because it's really visionary, it's really bold. For the governor to take this decision to say they can do this in Bayelsa. Many people will not understand the impact, but I believe history will be very kind to you, Your Excellency. In the future, this stadium will be the platform and the framework that will unearth Bayelsa much more to the world and expand the economy of this state. The mandate we are doing at the National Sports Commission is to create a sports economy. You cannot get a sports economy without having the right infrastructure to be able to develop the sports, and this is one.
Yes, and this is why. Austin, I mean, you listen to these administrators, they're saying something really remarkable, and you ask yourself, why do we just have only Uyo for a very, very long time? That's the only stadium, and it's not even like FIFA standard. There's still talks about the media center not really, up to, the state of the art that we see in other stadiums across the world.
I think sometimes we lose focus, on the objective and what we really want to do. Shout out to Bayelsa State government. In the last 4 years, somehow, Cecilia, they've given us reasons to always talk about them. They are developing sports at the grassroots. We always come and talk about the Prosperity Cup and how they've been consistent with it. I think since 2020, Bayelsa State, whenever they go to the National Sports Festival, they put up good performances. So Governor Joyediri has thought about it. Okay, I'm going to see what I can do to keep the activities going. But I have a big problem with us building stadiums in Nigeria. We build stadiums. Maintenance. That's the problem, because someone goes into building these stadiums and they will just leave them, and that's what I don't want to happen to this Olympic dream that they are having with this 25,000 capacity stadium. Is it going to be maintained? Will it be kept in proper use and all of those talks that we've seen with other stadiums in the country? That's why I'm saying start with smaller indoor sporting arenas. When you go to the MGM Grand in America, it's a big indoor sporting arena and it's doing the business. Rwanda is also doing the same thing. Start from there and then see, okay, we now have a proper need to have stadiums. But it's okay. They've done the groundbreaking ceremony. People have come out to, talk about it. It looks good. It's a big plus for infrastructure development. Maybe Bayelsa State government will prove me wrong. Put maintenance into the mix proper and make sure that it is followed properly. And I love the fact that we've got the former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, at this event. He put some, seriousness into it. And this is what I always talk about, that when we're doing sports to a level, if you got a presidency and by mandate, Shehu Diko is representing the presidency, you've got Amaju Pinnick in FIFA, you've got Ibrahim Gusso from the NFF, and loads of sporting personalities, then it means that they mean business. Let's listen to the governor of Bayelsa State, Governor Doediri. This is a good one for Bayelsa State government, and I hope it leads to more sporting development, not just in Bayelsa State, but in Nigeria.
We're establishing a legacy that acknowledges the importance of sports as a catalyst for personal growth and the development of our youth. We are creating a paradigm shift that ensures our youth have legitimate opportunities to express their talents, energy, and creativity through sustainable, constructive means. While we recognize that the land and topography of our state have always made development more costly, we are very determined that no cost will be too great, nor the terrain too challenging for us to realize our aspirations to empower our youths and empower our athletes. I urge you, our youths and athletes, to seize this opportunity and strive for excellence, aiming for new heights. And therefore, I like to use this opportunity to call on all the companies operating in Bayelsa State, particularly the oil and gas companies, to partner with the Bayelsa State government in realizing this very tall dream of ours. The FIFA representative, Amaju Pinnick, the chairman of our National Sports Commission, Alhaji Shehu Diko, and the president of the Nigerian Football Federation are three honorary consultants to this project. And so if there is anything wrong, don't hold me alone responsible. Hold them also responsible. It is shameful that in the whole of this country, as I heard from our FIFA representative, we do not have one stadium that meets the FIFA standard. And that is why we are poised that this stadium must meet all FIFA requirements.
I like it. I like that reality, Cecilia. I love the fact that persons are beginning to understand that for us to solve a problem, we must first identify it, because it's not just a shame, Governor Diri. It's disgraceful that Nigeria does not even talk about we use Lagos. That Lagos cannot boast of 3 functional stadiums. It's just heartbreaking, And it's time we begin to, give attention to this sort of things, Cecilia. So I like that they want to do this. It's in Yenagoa. He has called on, partners to come. He has even told us, look, we've got honorary consultants. NFF president is there. Shehu Diko NSC chairman is there. Amaju Pinnick FIFA council member is in that honor. In fact, I saw the former deputy governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, there also. So you can tell that they've done their proper requirement gathering stage. They've brought persons that they know can, make this project a reality. Cecilia, I really do pray. I hope. Because that's the problem, Cecilia. I have done stadium report in Nigeria tirelessly. It is still going to be the same old problem. I really pray that Bayelsa State government will prove me wrong this time.
Yeah, that was what we were hoping for. Why it's so funny is the former president of this country was there. I was wondering all the years he spent as a president, no stadium in Bayelsa. It's quite funny. But that's the reality we actually have in Nigeria. Port Harcourt, for instance, River State, as big as River State is on sports, in terms of money. I mean, whatever you can think of, big companies, they don't have a standard stadium. You come to Lagos, they don't have a standard stadium. You go to Kaduna, go to Kano. These are big states. You expect these states to actually have one, but none. Okay, I think we'll end it. It's really heartbreaking. And what they are building, that they call it a tall order, right? A very tall order. You're building a 25,000 multi-purpose stadium, and it's a tall order for a state like Bayelsa State. Okay, full stop. Oluwadamiloju Salu is right here in the studio. He's a sports journalist and also analyst. Hi, it's good to have you. You braved the traffic.
Yes,
How is it?
Very fine. Lagos wanted to happen to me, but when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And
it's escape through.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, I mean, you listen to all the respondents. I mean, I love what the governor said about holding some people responsible. Like, it's not passing the buck. He's trying to tell you that these people, they've done it, they've been there, they understand what it is, especially Amaju Pinnick. He understands what a stadium should have to make it a FIFA, standard stadium that everyone can really say, yes, this is it.
I agree with a lot of things that Austin said. There's times that we've had discussions and you talk about how in Nigeria sometimes you don't put people with experiences and people who have walked certain roads to also be able to chart new paths for people. But like you already said, the fact that Amaju Pinnick is present and he's involved both with FIFA and he has held the highest position in the Nigeria Football Federation, he knows exactly what we need to have a stadium up to scratch. Funny enough, Bayelsa State is a state close to my heart. That's where I did my National Youth Service score, and I noticed that a lot more could have been done because I saw a lot of young talent there. I know usually when the sports festival comes around, we talk about how can't we harness swimmers from here. Now, let's face the land sports. The fact that they're looking at a 25,000 multi-purpose stadium, I think it's a good development. And now that people that know what they're doing are there, hopefully we get something really brilliant.
Something really brilliant that they're doing now. Good luck, Jonathan did not just talk about the stadium and everything that they're trying to put in place. He also mentioned athletes' welfare, that they should have funds, special funds for retired athletes that can actually help them after they stop playing the game. Let's listen to him.
Developing sport is not only about encouraging people to go and win medals, but I always feel sad when I see people who have promoted the name of Nigeria, have gone for international sports meets, either the Commonwealth Games or Olympics or other international games, and win medals. When immediately they win, there are all kinds of ceremonies, especially for soccer. Sometimes we could even give them houses, give them land, either in Abuja or the state capitals and so on. But after that, they are forgotten. After some years, some of them become almost beggars. Even to feed becomes a problem. And that does not encourage young people to put all their life into sporting. So I felt that, look, as a country, we must have a fund to be properly managed by people, that anybody who has been able to make a name in sports, you will never be a beggar until you die. So my request is that the chairman of the National Sports Commission should think about such a thing. At the state level too could be done. And that is something that whenever I think about sports, I feel sad that I didn't do it. Really, really, we must make sure that anybody who made the country proud should be taken care of until that person dies. And that will encourage young men and women to invest 100% of their skills and their life into sport. And some of them get injured, and because of that injury, they become handicapped, and the country will just abandon them. And these are things that sports administrators should look at it critically.
And you had all the sports administrators actually there. The National Sports Commission Chairman, Shehu Diko, he is there. So I hope they're listening and they will understand what it means to actually ensure that these athletes, their welfare is top-notch, and they will have to take care of those who, are no longer playing. Just have a fund for them that will help these athletes. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, Sports Tonight will continue on all other channels, TV platform. But on DSTV, we'll have Inside the Niger Delta with Mamude Akoga. Stay with us. All right, the 2025 Afro Basket will be taking place in August outside Angola, that will be hosting other 15 sport is up for grabs, and the Tigers will be one of those teams that will be aiming to see if they can actually pick a ticket for that. Now we have the final roster released by the Nigeria Basketball Federation, and of course we know Nigeria's zone is going to be taking place in Tripoli in Libya from 21st to 23rd of February, that's this month, starting on Friday. So we'll just run through the roster and then we'll put you into perspective of how what the D Tigers can actually do to pick a ticket. It's easy, just win all the games and then they will be home and dry. Ike Onwamo, he's the captain for the team this time around. Zaid Hayes is also there. Mike Nuga, Talib Zana, Jason Jitubo, and Christian Mekolu is one of those players that have been picked for the players. Malik Abu is there. Ibe Agu is one of those players. Ifeanyi Koko, Ugo Andrew Simon, and Caleb Agada. And you have Akubudu Ehiogu is also part of the players that will be prosecuted that for the D Tigers. That's the final roster for that. Now you have just two home-based players, one from Customs and the other from Rivers Hoopers. So those two players are part of it. Ibe Agu, of course, he is one of those players from the home front. Now they have a new coach that will be in charge of this team. Yeah, interestingly, a former player will be the one that will be in charge. When I saw that name, I was wondering, has it really come to this? But hey, let's start up with this one. You know, the D Tigers in the first phase, they lost all their games, right? And now this is the third window for the AfroBasket qualifiers, and of course, outside Ifeanyi Koko and of course Ibeago, Nigeria Customs and Rivers Hoopers, all other players are all foreign-based players, and we know the reason why it's always happened like that. And my producer Irene Ewomo was asking me, why can't we call on the NBA players to come play AfroBasket? I'm like, why would we do that? I mean, but this is it. Yeah.
Even in the US, you don't get the standard NBA players to play the qualifiers. No. And then even for the Olympics or the biggest tournaments, you have some of the lower rated players play the qualifiers, and when the ultimate tournament comes, you now have your LeBrons, your Steph Currys, and all whatnot. So I think it's very, very concerning. That first phase, like you said, we didn't really do so well. We lost all our 3 matches. We'll still have a chance at qualification, but it has to start with something big. Now, we're going up right there in Tripoli against Libya. We need to make a statement. If we do not get a victory to start this particular phase, I think we can kiss our chances of playing at the AfroBasket goodbye. You can say there's a blend of experience as well as some youth players, and it's good to see 2 of our home-based players. But I will not lie to you, Cecilia, I'm really, really concerned about this AfroBasket.
So concerned. Austin, are you concerned? Because we are having a former D Tigers center, Deji Akindele, who coach the team for the window in Libya, which is really very, very, well, kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Cecilia, you guys don't just listen to me when I tell you that until the leadership problems in the MBBF is fixed, let's forget about male basketball, because with the women, where they are based is already taking care of that. From the first window, remember, I told you, I said, I know what is going on in this team. And look, everything rises and falls on leadership. At a time that you'll be craving consistency because of the situation, the position you find yourself, that's when you're even disrupting us and doing some major shakeups to qualify. It's sad. And I think sometimes things just happen to us to see if we can learn, but we never learn. So let's see if they don't qualify. It will be the first time in 32 years that Nigeria will be missing. By the time we start talking about this sort of histories, this sort of records, then people will sit down and question themselves, like, sure? What am I doing? Yeah.
Are you sure they will sit down and question themselves? Or we'll come back again and still talk about this same story?
Yeah, well, you see, but now we'll say, oh, we are in danger of not qualifying. Well, now, when they don't qualify, it will be, for the first time in 32 years, Nigeria disgracefully missed out of the AfroBasket Championship due to terrible leadership in the MBBF. When we start saying those sort of things, I think they will have their hands on their cheeks, Cecilia, and start thinking about ways to change it. But I'm not surprised. I said it over and over again. I've looked at the roster. Shout out to the home base guys that are in it. I like to see K1 is back in the team. Also, let's see what he can do with it. I think Mike Nuga has also shown that he can, give good fights when he plays for the country. Look, with players, I don't have a problem. When they have an opportunity to represent the motherland, they give 100%. Our problem is administration, and they know I will not stop calling them out. We will continue to apply pressure. It's either you leave our basketball or you fix it, particularly the problems that you put into Nigeria's basketball yourself, So all of these guys, they know that it's not going to be their shame. They will take ESTA codes. They will go to tournaments. They will, elevate the administration career, maybe get into FIBA Africa or even World FIBA. And it is the players, for instance, that will miss out of the next Afro-Basket. I listened to President Goodluck Jonathan already using the Adai known gospel that, when I was president, I would have done this, I would have done that. Oh, God, you had all the opportunities, Mr. President. If I was doing that time, we wanted to even stop Nigeria from international sports for 1 year, guys. Can you remember? So now that people are having these leadership positions, it's time for them to, reflect. Cecilia, I know, yes, they can go back and say Austin is speaking English, but we'll continue to remind you. Best wishes to the D Tigers. When they come out to represent the motherland, we will support them. We will pray for good things to happen. But hey, it is what you sow, you reap.
Let's see if they can actually start reaping that on Friday against Libya. Now, this is what the fixture is looking like. Nigeria is in Group B. You have Cape Verde, Libya, Uganda, and of course, Nigeria. And Friday 21st, the first game will be Uganda and Cape Verde. After that, that's when Nigeria will be facing Libya. Now, they lost to Libya and Tunisia in the last window. It went into overtime, and after that, they lost to Libya in Tunisia. Now, Libya is hosting in Tripoli. They will be up against Nigeria. So the team will arrive tomorrow, and then they prepare. The good thing about this time around, this window, is the fact that they're actually arriving early, so which is really a plus for the team. So this is what it's like for Nigeria. So as Austin mentioned, we will be wishing them all the best as they try to qualify for the AfroBasket in Angola. That's in August. If they miss out to be for the first time in 32 years, Nigeria, the Tigers, it's not a story we want to tell, but it may just happen. We'll leave it there, right? We'll leave it there. Now let's quickly go to NWFL. That's Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership, the top flight. Here's big games coming up Wednesday midweek. So the NWFL will be busy. The NPFL will be busy. NWFL will be busy. Now let's take a look at NWFL match day 6. Yes, it's just going down as best as you can. Conference Queens are in danger of going to relegation because they are still winless. They will be hosting Edo Queens, who are yet to lose a game. After 2 draws and 3 wins, they're yet to lose a game. Abia Angels are up against Ekiti Queens. The first time they will be meeting because Ekiti Queens are new in the Premiership. Nassau Maize also will have to bounce back from that 2-0 loss to Edo against Heartland, where they host them in Lafia. Danas Ladies and Remo Stars Ladies. Now, you call this a Southwest derby. These new teams enter the NWFL at the same time, so they will be playing against each other. Now, let's go to Group B. What is like? Benue Queens are hosting Rivers Angels. You have Ibom Angels and Damawa Queens. Bayelsa Queens and Niger Rattles. Niger Rattles are yet to win, are yet to lose, but they are draw specialists. So this is table topping. You will say Bayelsa Queens are topping their table. Delta Queens, a slow start, 1 win so far this season. They will be hosting FC Robo Queens. So this is what match day 6 is looking like. So Dami, I'll start off with you. Which one get your attention here in all the games?
Unfortunately, Conference Queens is actually my team.
Oh,
and yes, so that.
Have you seen the table?
You're telling me we've scored just 1 goal, considered 11, the lowest scorers in the whole of that Group A, coming up against the joint highest scorers who have been doing very well. Their second. I think we all know what's going to happen in Kogi State. Edo Queens are going to win. Definitely. There is no. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm looking at that game between Ghana's ladies
And
and
Remo
Remo
Stars
ladies. Yes,
ladies.
the Remo Stars ladies have really impressed me. They've only dropped 2 points so far this season, but it's a derby. It's sort of a game where Ghana's ladies might want to show themselves. So do not be surprised if Ghana's ladies are able to pick a point off of Remo Stars ladies.
Picking a point off them. Austin, which one gets your attention here?
I think for me, I'd like to see, Bayelsa Queens showing that they can, compete properly. I need to see if they want to show the sort of superiority that they can, to go all the way. And now that we're getting to a stage where we can really talk about teams that are seriously, chasing that Super Six spot, then Bayelsa Queens need to show proper workings against Niger Raitels. That will be a game for us to look out for. There's also Delta Queens taking on FC Robo Queens. That's, in any way you want to look at it, should get us talking. Delta Queens also a team that deserves some reckoning in that group. Let's see what they can do in that Group B fixture. Rivers Angels, you might want to say, oh, it's easy peasy for them when they travel, to take on Benue Queens at the Lafia City Stadium. But haven't we seen stranger things with women football in Nigeria? But yeah, it looks like, oh, they will just go there, get the job done. I talked about Ibom Angels, Cecilia, that they need to show that even if they cannot get up to that level where we expect them to, that they can stay, with top flight women's football in Nigeria. So they have an important fixture against a decent Adamawa Queens. I talked about them the other time. So let's see what Ibom Angels can do. Let's go to Group A. Yeah, we always talk about Edo Queens and the level of consistency they're enjoying. Can they continue against Confluence Queens? Let me join Oluwadamiloju to say that Confluence Queens, they're a team that on their day, Cecilia, they can beat any team in the NWFL. They showed us, I think, 2 seasons ago, but somehow, some way now, they're trying to, get back into it. I believe they will get back into it. Nasarawa Amazons, another decent team, I talked about them the other day. Let's see what they can do. But Dana's ladies, Remo Stars ladies, I think this fixture will let us have a proper peep into the future of the NWFL, because Dana's ladies, they've come with some level of tenacity that I like. Remo Stars ladies showed us that same tenacity last season, and they've continued with it also this season. Remember, Edo Queens didn't beat Dana's ladies in Lagos. So Remo Stars will look at it now and say, okay, we're not traveling so far. This is a derby, but they will have at the back of their mind that this is a very decent Dana's ladies team. And after that Edo Queens game, they've been, it boosted their confidence. They've been buzzing. So this is one match that I'll take my time, take a look at it and see where we're going, because they've got young players.
Yeah.
They've got some level of good administration going on also. So expect to see beautiful football.
That's what we're expecting on that day. And also, maybe more goals and more goals and more goals. Maybe Bolaji will increase from 7 to maybe, who knows how many she will get against Dana's ladies. Let's leave NWFL and quickly move on to NPFL. We'll start off with match day 24, the games that were played over the weekend, before we talk about match day 25. But first, some interesting results are coming from the Enyimba and Rivers United. Enyimba won by a lone goal. You have Kano Pillars and Abia also have Kano Pillars winning by a lone goal. Kwara United and Bayelsa United was 1-0. Nasarawa United and Ikorodu City ended goalless. Those were the games that was played on Saturday. Now, on match day, still staying with Saturday games, that's where you have Plateau United and Economy Warriors. Plateau winning by 2-0. Lobby Stars and Katsina. Lobby Stars, it ended in a draw for them. And Sunshine Stars and Aqua United. Sunshine winning by a lone goal against Aqua United. The biggest result happens to be Benin Insurance beating Niger Tornadoes by 3-0. Heartland and Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars, that 8th game unbeaten they had, since after that time they've lost 2 in a row. And of course, Remo Stars suffered a loss. Rangers winning 2-1. If you look at the table, Remo Stars are still top, and that 8th point is still there because Shooting Stars lost. They were not able to close the gap. So still have Remo Stars on 48 points and Shooting Stars on 40 points. And of course, goal difference of +14. That's where they are having the biggest advantage. And Rangers have to move into the top. For Rangers are 3rd place after 24 matches. They are on 38. Same numbers of points with Rivers United, who started the season at the top of the table, but it's not looking like right now because they are on 38 points. That's 10 points behind leaders Remo Stars, and it's match day 24. You have 38 games, right? 12 more games to go. Can Remo Stars really maintain that? Let's look at the bottom four, the teams that are languishing right there in the bottom four. Lobby Stars, after 24 games, they are on 22 points, goal difference of minus 10, and of course they've lost 12 matches this season. Sunshine Stars have lost 13 games and they are on 27, and they of course are top second from bottom. Nasarawa United are there, and Aqua United, they moved on a little bit after 24 matches. They have 23 points, goal difference of minus 8. They've also lost 13 games this season, winning just 6 and 5 draws. That's what it's looking like. So match day 25, let's quickly run through the result. The match day 25 before we actually dwell on the games that were played. Match day 25 fixtures, if we have that quickly. Economy Wars and Benin Insurance will be in action. You have Sunshine Stars and Kano Pillars, Abia Warriors and Rangers International. Bayelsa United and Nasarawa United will be in action on Wednesday. Aqua United are hosting Rivers United, and this will get our attention. Shooting Stars, will they bounce back? They're hosting Lobby Stars, who are at the bottom, and Ikorodu City are up against Plateau United right here in Lagos. And Katsina and Enyimba will lock on, and you have Remo Stars welcoming Kwara United. So, match day 24. I mean, were you surprised by that Rangers and Remo Stars results?
Yes, I was, because Remo Stars have the best away record in the whole of the NPFL. I think we have about 27 away wins so far this season, and Remo Stars have had 4. Only one other team is close enough with 3 away wins. And Remo Stars had slowly been showing us that even when they go away from home, they can get results.
Yeah.
Rangers have not been the most consistent team. So I really thought, worst case scenario, Remo Stars were going to get a draw. But when you talk about Rangers, they're the defending champions. Obviously, they've not liked how their title defense has gone, and they gave us a really good game. I don't think that's so much of an issue. Remo Stars would have been worried if Sunshine Stars were able to take advantage. Unfortunately, they haven't.
Yeah.
That 8-point cushion is still looking very, very comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, Austin, Remo Stars are looking so comfortable, because I thought just maybe Shooting Stars, after losing, that game against Kwara United, we thought they would be able to bounce back. But that didn't happen, and you have advantage, Remo Stars, and Remo Stars, they are playing at home. And of course, against a team like Kwara United, they may just extend that from all indication. But Rangers and Remo Stars, were you surprised by that game?
No, I wasn't surprised. I knew Rangers would do everything possible to, get that victory. And what a stunning strike. You so see that goal from Xavier Isaac. That's a player I've always talked about right from his days at Van Dresser. So Rangers, they will look at it and say to themselves, big teams cannot be coming to the cathedral and just make us look small. That was the mentality they took into this. And don't forget, Coach Fidelis Ilechukwu, when they went to Remo, that they lost, they said it that they must pay these guys back, for what they did in Ikene. So I knew they were going to, come out blazing. And they did just that. It was 2-0. The 90th minute that Sikiru Alimi, pulled one back for Remo Stars. But that does not take away the quality of football that I've seen from the Sky Blue Stars this season. They've shown that they won the league title. They've been the most consistent side. When you go to Ikene, it's almost impossible to come out with a point from there. And that has been what has, made a difference for Remo Stars this season. So that 2-1 result from Enugu, Coach Benga Gumbadede and his team, Daniel Rada, will go back, have a look at it, and see ways that they can, plug those leakages that they, opened up in Enugu, plug it up against Kwara United, who is also a very decent team. I've watched Kwara United go away from home, and they play good football. And the good thing about playing Remo and maybe Aqua United is because you're going to enjoy free-flowing football because of the pitch. Yeah. So Kwara United is one team that can, take a look at it and say, we can see what we can get out of this one. I think back-to-back wins now for them from Ilorin, but going away from home, they need to show workings. That said, look, midweek fixtures gives us away victory. So I'm waiting to see the team that can actually make us come back, talk about it. But the good thing about what happened on match day 24, the top 4 teams from match day 23 didn't win, except Rangers, that won and then climbed up to 3rd position. So nothing really changed at the top of the table. Shooting Stars, for instance, they will go back, look at themselves and say, but for that terrible show of officiating in Owerri, maybe they would have gotten something. But they also got a good side of the bad officiating also, so no complaints. Same thing in Aba, terrible show. You know, Rivers United, they've been crying that they got penalty calls and it didn't happen. But it doesn't take anything from the quality set-piece goal that Imobot gave to Eimba to secure that win. So we'll wait for match day 25. Let's see what it will give to us.
Let's see what it's going to give to us. Austin, we got updates from the UEFA Champions League. It's looking like Atalanta will be joining AC Milan exiting the round of 16 because Club Brugge, they're on fire.
Cecilia, what a story. It's now Atalanta 0, Club Brugge 2. Now 4-1 on aggregate. I looked at it and I'm like, why is Ademola on the bench? You know, you don't play this sort of game that you need to get in and boom, boom, boom.
He's been injured. I think he's on the bench.
Actually, I saw him on the bench. That's what I'm saying. Like, if he's on the bench, he's not listed as injured. So if he's on the bench, playing, but I guess maybe they're just trying to, observe him. But I don't see that fire. I don't see that firepower in front for Atalanta. And Taubi in the 3rd minute, I told you, got that quick goal for Club Brugge. And he did the same thing again in the 27th minute. 36 minutes, Super Eagles midfielder Ralph Onyedika was shown a yellow card. But who cares? They have the proper advantage that they need now. 4-1 on aggregate. That's not the only surprise, Cecilia. Walk with me. Let's go to that game between Benfica and AS Monaco. It's 1-1 now, but on aggregate, 2-1 in favor of Benfica. This is just the playoffs, and it's already giving us so much to talk about. It's the UEFA Champions League.
And Bayern Munich, they're still searching for a goal against Celtic. Still 2-1 on aggregate, right?
Yeah, that game is still goalless.
Okay.
And Celtic, they said it. I listened to Coach Brandon Rodgers. He said, look, we're going to respect them, but we're not going to give them spaces to express themselves. And that's what Bayern Munich has been struggling with in this game. It's the 43rd minute now. So if Celtic can hold it, take it into the break, go back, listen to their match analysts and their readers, and see ways that they can come back and hurt Bayern Munich, they will be saying something different, Cecilia.
Look at the knockout round, the second leg for other teams that will be playing on Wednesday. Dortmund will be hosting Sporting Lisbon. PSV Eindhoven and Juventus. You have PSG and Brest and Real Madrid and Manchester City. Yes, this is the game. Real Madrid and Manchester City. Yeah, PSG already. Or PSV Eindhoven, Juventus. Yeah, but this is the one that we will be talking about because Carlo Ancelotti has tagged this more like a derby now because you have Real Madrid and Manchester City, like every knockout stage in the last 4 seasons, they are always facing each other. Who will be going at 3-2 on aggregate? That's 3-2, and the first leg in favor of Real Madrid coming from, goes down to get that 3-2 win. Where's your money on? Time is up. It's not a question. Your money is on Real Madrid.
Definitely, it's the Champions League. Real Madrid are leading.
15-time champion.
Yes, and Real Madrid are leading going into the second leg where they are playing at home. Manchester City, yes, they beat Newcastle by 4 goals to nothing, but most fantastic performance.
Precisely, a hat-trick in 14 minutes.
And Real Madrid drew, right? So, logically, you will say Manchester City should be very, very excited. But it is Real Madrid. Pep Guardiola.
So you're not going to give them 1% chance of winning?
No, there's obviously a chance for Manchester City to win. But the fact that they did not do the job in the first leg, the fact that they allowed themselves concede late on and they lost the game, I think Real Madrid with Carlo Ancelotti, with Mbappe, with Vinicius Junior, with Rodrigo, all they need to do is avoid defeat. Man City will give them chances. I think Real Madrid will be the one to progress. And fun fact, in the last 3 seasons, whoever has won the match between Real Madrid or Manchester City has gone on to win the Champions League.
Okay. Austin, are you giving them 1% chance? But I know we need to go.
Of course, I will. I will give them. You know the way Damilo just talked about it now. Football loves this sort of analysis so that it can hurt you, so it can stun you. So we've seen those sort of analysis, but I can't blame him. That's what the records seem to be saying. And Real Madrid, it seems like they've got Manchester City's number. They know how to play them, beat them. But hey, that's it. City needs to go out there in Spain and show that they are a big side. I think mentality will play a big role in that fixture. That's it. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpani. Everything you do, remember. Let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Damiloju, thank you for brazing the traffic, braving it, and coming to the studio tonight.
It's always a pleasure to be on Sports Tonight, regardless of what Lagos does. We will be there.
You'll be here. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a good night rest.